football today on SportsGrid. Kevin Walsh and Joe Lisi. We're usually not delirious until Wednesday, Thursday. We're hitting them early here, my friend.
It is. I'm very excited for this Super Bowl 60. I am. I've been breaking it down all week. I've been looking at the props. The storylines. I like to get the pulse of both.
Insider Lisi.
I'm
looking at the props.
Scrolling social media.
Why don't you hit the ground running? Why don't you tell some people something you like? Come on. Stop holding back. Stop holding back. What do you like? Really, just tell them one thing. Just tell them something you like in this game.
I like the purple for the Gatorade. Trifecta.
I thought you won the red-pink.
Oh, that's the backup. But the purple, we're going to go with the purple. Plus 650, third time in a row. That's
so
it.
We're on a purple run.
Purple run. Trifecta. We got boots on the ground out in San Francisco.
Have you won on the purple?
Yeah, the first time it came out 2 years ago.
Okay.
But then I went to the clear last year, and that's what it got me.
Because clear was trending the wrong direction, and so you thought somebody knew something. And you try to, all right, hey.
I zigged and zagged on the Gatorade.
That's what you got to do.
But, I mean, I looked back at last year's Super Bowl. Yeah. I don't know if you remember my best bet, prop-wise, too. I had Dotson and Barkley in the receiving game.
Both came in?
Flying colors.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Hand up.
Were you on Grant Calcaterra last year? No?
I was on Calcaterra in the middle of the regular season.
Yeah.
There was a game that they had played Cincinnati.
Okay.
And Goddard was out.
So in that game, you weren't waiting on a Calcaterra?
No.
Nothing?
I didn't have anything with Calcaterra.
Okay. I was thinking about this the other day. I really was.
Were you?
I really was trying. I was like, was he on Calcaterra?
I was on actually Marquise Brown. I actually saw some of the tickets last night that popped up.
Okay.
Marquise Brown didn't even. It was Xavier Worthy in the
157.
Yeah, he had all the targets.
You want me to tell you a bet that I placed?
Sure.
You might not like it.
Okay. Shocker.
It's because it's minus 138.
All right. What is it?
Any player to have 100+ receiving yards in the Super Bowl.
I like that.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, for minus money and chalky.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. So, especially when you think about obviously JSN. I mean,
But here's why I actually maybe I should have realized you'd like it. So people will say like, why don't you just bet JSN?
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't like that because of the field. Because in these games, you always get that outlier, right? Like Dotson didn't lead the team in receiving, but he still had a big performance. There's no doubt in this game there can be a Shaheed or on the flip side Hunter Henry or Booty, Kyle Williams.
I shouldn't laugh.
Why?
I shouldn't laugh because it's my bet, but it is actually immediately
tied to what I like.
Because you are more inclined to say, Kev, I don't think JSN wins that bet for you.
Yeah.
Give me Diggs. Yeah. Give me Hollins. Yeah. Give me Booty.
Yeah.
Dotson had 2 catches for 42 yards.
Yeah.
Almost at 100.
I mean, he had the big one, right? Almost a touchdown. People were up in arms because he got tackled on the one.
First touchdown.
Yeah. That was Hurts last year. So
Hurts in each Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well,
But that's what we love to dissect. You see, we have so much time. And we're going to be able to really zero in on the analysis of the game as we inch closer. We'll be obviously on Super Bowl Sunday as well. So I'm just saying, we're going to have plenty of time to dissect the X's and O's.
I'll say this. People might say, well, why not just bet JSN for 100? That on the same book which was FanDuel, I got the minus 138, is plus 114.
Yeah, but
that's not a big enough gap for me to leave out every other player in the game. 13 of the last 15 Super Bowls, a player has had 100 or more yards.
Yeah.
So do I think I will win the bet because of JSN? I do, actually. I actually think in the Super Bowl, Darnold is going to pepper him and it doesn't hurt that I'm not just the Patriots side. I really think they can win this game. So maybe Darnold will have some trailing reps, and that's only better, right, for Smith and Jigba, probably in the receiving game. But why would I not include every other player?
You have to.
For what I don't think is that big of a gap.
No, I agree. I think it's a great look. And, again, you're protecting yourself from injury, too.
Yeah.
Right? And we don't want to see the star players get hurt, but
sure.
In that type of situation,
it's true.
Where if he tweaks something or he's not a full go or the number one goes down, you have a backup to come in. And I was just thinking through the Super Bowl. So if we just take it back to Cincinnati, L.A.,
yeah,
it was Kupp that had 100.
So that's one
Did
of the
Higgins have 100 in that game?
So you have a good memory. That's one of the main reasons I bet it. Kupp had 92.
Okay.
Chase didn't get there, but Higgins got 100.
Yeah, he had the big play in the second half. And then the Tom Brady game.
With Tampa?
Yeah. Did anybody get there?
I think Kelsey, maybe, because it's 13 of the last 15, and I actually think 2 years ago was one of the few.
That was A.J. that got there, right? Or no?
Devonta Smith got there.
Oh, okay.
In the first
A.J. was close. A.J. was close. He had the big touchdown catch.
Yeah, Kelsey had a $133 in the one against Tampa Bay. Right. The Chiefs got smashed.
Yeah, and last year was worthy. So.
No, but Joe, like in recent Super Bowl history, and there are stretches. That's what I'm saying. Like last year, if I would have offered this same bet up, and admittedly, I don't know if it was offered. I don't know what the price was.
Right.
We would have thought A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Maybe Devonta Smith.
I knew
maybe
it was.
Kelsey.
I knew it was Higgins too. Yeah. And then.
But that's my point. Like Cooper Kupp went under his prop in that game. By the way.
But he won it because he had 2 touchdowns.
Yes, but also that's how high his prop were. My point is,
it's similar to JSN.
Yes. And but by the way, it still got there though. My point, Stephon Diggs has had 5 or 6 games this year of 100+ yards. Yeah. It's the Super Bowl. We don't think Stephon Diggs is gonna have a big game.
I always look. It's a good bet because in the Super Bowl you could always have chunk plays, but you're a broken tackle, nerves. You don't exactly know how this game is gonna play out. So I actually like that bet. I like it obviously a lot more than a 100-yard rusher, just because we know how dominant the defenses are.
Yeah.
And again, when you have a team trailing in this type of environment, they're gonna chuck. So
I didn't even know that they actually had the 100-yard.
I don't know if they did. They
probably do.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, I think the thing with the 100-yard. Okay, so here's a 100-yard rusher at plus 172, and why I think that's you check in at the plus price is there are really 2, if you're feeling frisky, 3 guys that could get that number, unless you want to make a Dre. I realistically, just looking at the prices. It's Walker, it's Ramondre, and anything else would be stunning, right?
Yeah.
With Pop Douglas has a 100-yard game this season. Mac Hollins has a 100-yard game this season.
It's when you have it all depends on game flow, right?
Yeah.
And if you have scoring in the first 8 minutes, you're alive, right? You're alive for that bet, especially if it's through the air. You get yards early in this game.
Yeah,
you're gonna blow through that number, especially if a team is trailing by double digits in the fourth quarter. So it's not a bad look at last year. Kansas City was dead to rights. They were basically out of the game by halftime.
Yep.
And Worthy blows through that number because all he had was garbage yards.
Throwing for 257 and 3 touchdowns. I mean, the numbers
all in the fourth quarter.
Garbage time. So irrelevant. It's why his QBR for the game was 10. But that's kind of my thing is that is a bet that is game script protected, right?
Yeah.
Incredibly last year, despite Saquon Barkley, that game didn't have a 100-yard rusher,
right?
Because
he had 59.
Saquon,
yeah,
actually Hurts led the game in rushing at 72, but. Spagnuolo, and look, he got burned. People let him off the hook. Spent so much time focusing on Saquon, that couldn't get going, and the Chiefs couldn't run the ball. Mahomes was the only guy who had more than 10 yards on the Chiefs rushing the football last year. So it gives you an idea. What I think we'll take this conversation then into the quarterbacks. The trust and the evaluation that we have and, the expectations for both Sam Darnold and Drake May, 2 QBs walking very, very different paths, but a lot of certainly pressure on their shoulders entering the Super Bowl. We'll break it down next.
Heads or tails? Over or under? Seahawks, Patriots. Don't stress. SportsGrid breaks it all down.
They are locks.
We can capitalize.
We're going to see a ton of over money.
Props, expert guests, and smart insight leading up to the big game.
Oh my God, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Only on SportsGrid.
They're just unblemished everywhere. They dominate you defensively, and they have offensive balance. They force turnovers, they control the glass. Let's put it to you like this. UConn isn't just undefeated. They're a tyrant over the women's basketball landscape. March won't expose them much as they will confirm their invincibility.
College basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
Can USA overtake Canada and get that gold, Joe?
Absolutely, they can here. And ultimately, it feels like that is the two-horse race. And I think ultimately, Canadians don't really care if their team competes in the luge or the bobsled, Donnie, or anything else. They just want that gold when it comes to ice hockey. And that is the only thing that's going to matter there.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
Drake May and Sam Darnold here, and again, getting out of Stidham, which who knows what that have brought to the Super Bowl, but at least we get a young quarterback in Drake May looking to stamp his claim to, yeah, Tom Brady was great for this organization. Let me see if I can run a couple championships up the flagpole early in my career. And then there's Sam Darnold at this point, where he's getting other general managers fired while he's making his run to the Super Bowl. He's been nothing short of really, really good this season.
Pro Football Today. Only on SportsGrid.
Pro Football Today here on SportsGrid. Taking a look at the quarterback position in the Super Bowl. And again, two quarterbacks show really different paths into this moment. But, you know, you look at the starting point. Both drafted top 3 to AFC East teams.
Yeah.
One of them made the Super Bowl in year 2. The other's been around the block. I think Darnold is really the story because it's such an underdog story. I mean, it is stunning that he specifically is here, and the fact that he has won or been a part of, I want to say been a part of 14 win teams in consecutive seasons. You cannot hand wave something like that. I want to start here. Relative to the rest of the league, how do you assess Sam Darnold?
I told you earlier, and when we broke it down last week and leading up to the Super Bowl, I really believe he's answered all of his critics. Mm-hmm. He's erased all the negativity.
Yep.
And in both playoff wins, even though one wasn't spectacular statistically, he still engineered that win, and they got it in dominating fashion. You can make the argument the game was over before it started with the kickoff return, but, I mean, to go for 346 plus 3 touchdowns and outduel, and I know Stafford had better stats, but ultimately, Darnold's team should have been up 11 if they don't get that stupid penalty. Mm-hmm. And they win it, in dominating fashion, potentially. And again, he didn't turn the football over. Just put his team in a position, the throws, the confidence, the ability to break contain, move around in the pocket. I mean, he looks like a calm, collected quarterback. And, anything that you throw at him now, I think he's able to handle.
Yeah.
And I'll just, you want to say that maybe the difference last year to this year is, okay, at the end of last year, he did in those 2 games against Detroit and the L.A. Rams look like a deer in the headlights, right? They blitzed him early and often. He couldn't handle it and didn't know where to go with the football and couldn't seem to get a handle on where to throw the football because he was seeing everybody. Mm-hmm. This year, it's similar, I'll say, to Fernando Mendoza. And I know you like Mendoza.
Okay.
Because you look at Mendoza in the big games this year. Mm-hmm. Threw an interception against Iowa, rebounds with a touchdown. Throws an interception, and they're down against Penn State, rebounds with the touchdown to Omar Cooper. Throws an interception against Oregon, rebounds in the second half with a touchdown. Same thing with Darnold, right? You look at the game. All right, they got him one time in L.A. when they lost that game 21-19, but he was still – they had an opportunity to kick the 60-yarder to win it. In the second game, he was playing atrocious in the first half, and then once they gave him that little opening, he exploited it, and he led his team on the come from behind drive. He led them in the overtime, and so that's what I see. He's no longer dwelling in the adversity. He's putting it in the rearview mirror, and all of a sudden he's moving forward. He believes that he can throw and he can lead his team from behind. And when we break this game down and we talk about my assessment, that's where I think the difference is between Drake May and him right now, is that if he is in a come-from-behind situation, personally, and this is just a personal assessment, I believe Sam Darnold is more equipped to play from behind than Drake May, and I know you'll disagree.
Well, yeah, I do disagree.
That's why I love it.
Ultimately, each guy kind of has one game that they can point to for, hey, I completed a comeback. It was May against Baltimore.
Right.
On a Sunday nighter where he threw for 380, first ever 300-yard game. You also had Lamar get injured in the game, right? So maybe that helped. And then Darnold has the comeback against the Rams, which, I don't know. You know, it is stunning to me that Sam Darnold has found his footing. And I actually think there's like a keep on taking all the steps back. We still rush quarterbacks onto the field way too much.
I knew this is where you were going with this, and I know.
Well, the evidence is there because even going from the Jets to Carolina didn't really work, right? Mm-hmm. But the study abroad year, basically, that he had in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It feels like that made a difference.
Okay.
And his perception changed.
Okay.
And
so
then...
Could we just chalk it up to good coaching?
Sure.
I don't know, but my point is, because Baker is they were both on the same team.
Yeah.
Both in Carolina.
Yeah.
Baker didn't, obviously, I think personally Cleveland let go of Baker a little too soon. Okay, but it is what it is.
Sure.
Carolina was a train wreck with Brady and Rule.
No doubt.
Baker goes for that half a year with McVay, with the Rams, and all of a sudden, good coaching. From that point on, with Tampa, he's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Or above, much higher than what he was throughout, the early part of his career. So is it the maturity, or is it Shanahan and obviously McVay, who are above-average coaches, as opposed to some of the gutless coaches that these guys had earlier in their career?
Yes, I think it does show that coaching is a really big deal. I'm just saying, if you look right, Sam Darnold is 28.
He's young.
It's amazing that he's still in the league, though, in a somewhat.
But that's the problem with the league. The perception is, hey, but I agree. If you draft a guy, right, top 5, or you have to make that assessment within the first 2 years.
So I don't think there's a world. I don't know if we'll ever see anyone not play for 2 years. Okay, that's crazy. And I think it is okay to play a guy right away.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
What I am saying is we have examples of guys that are first-round talents. Quarterback position, it sometimes feels like it's just about tools and talent, right? It's all upside. Yeah. So if there's a guy that is worth that, you can see that. You see this right hook coming a mile away, and you still can't get out of it. I'm just saying, give Anthony Richardson a chance.
You see, I was going to take it the other way because now I'll play. Do you think Daniel Jones has gotten over the hump?
So no. It's funny.
Same team.
Oh, no. So this is the funny thing, though, Joe. I obviously said, have my feelings about
Daniel. Because you do not right.
He's awful. I mean, he's absolutely terrible. Like, he's so bad at football. He was finding himself in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Now, things got cut off at the worst possible time.
Right.
He's had another major injury. His play was starting to tick down. Was that tied to an existing? We may never know. But I think that's fair, right? Like, if guys are worth round 1 picks, give them time. And I think that's really fascinating as Seattle's found a guy. But occasionally then you get someone like Drake May, and in the second year they're in the Super Bowl, so we'll talk more about that next.
Drake May and Sam Darnold here and again. getting out of Stidham, which who knows what that have brought to the Super Bowl. But at least we get a young quarterback in Drake May looking to stamp his claim to, yeah, Tom Brady was great for this organization. Let me see if I can run a couple championships up the flagpole early in my career. And then there's Sam Darnold at this point, where he's getting other general managers fired while he's making his run to the Super Bowl. He's been nothing short of really, really good this season.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Can USA overtake Canada and get that gold, Joe?
Absolutely, they can here. And ultimately, it feels like that is the two-horse race. And I think ultimately, Canadians don't really care if their team competes in the luge or the bobsled, Donnie, or anything else. They just want that gold when it comes to ice hockey. And that is the only thing that's going to matter there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
He completed a pool bank shot at just 2 years and 302 days. His achievements make him one of the youngest double record holders ever. So let me summarize this for you without reading. He's 2 years old, and he's really good at pool. I mean, that is crazy. 2 years old! How is he doing this? I have no idea. So I guess we got to start training our youngsters to play pool. Okay, fair enough.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
David Tyree.
Oh, wow.
The 2008 Giants win against the New England Patriots, and the Tyree catch of the Plaxico Burress game-winning touchdown. That was the only other time in Super Bowl history where the betting public won money.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Pro Football Today here on SportsGrid. Kevin Walsh, Joe Lisi. I know we're going to talk Drake May. We got time. We're going to get to Drake May. I actually want to just circle back on something with Darnold, just because that's where we are. And again, I will preface this by saying I believe that Sam Darnold has now earned himself to be the Seahawks quarterback for a half decade at minimum. Like, I think he has the potential to be everything that they had been looking for since Russ kind of started to decline or things got a little weird in Seattle. But one of the reasons that I was so hard on Darnold is last year in all of the big games, he was at his worst. And that is noticeable, right? And it played out like that in the playoffs and in Week 18. So then we got to this year. And in the biggest games, he was at his worst. He just was. He just was. And even in the comeback win against the Rams, he had multiple interceptions, what looked like they would be backbreakers. A lot of things broke well. His defining moment was the overtime drive. And I give him a lot of credit for that. You have to make those plays. But it still was like, oh, yeah, be careful with this. The Week 18 game against the Niners, he was good. I'm not saying he wasn't good. He didn't have to do much. Just didn't. The divisional round game against the Niners, he wasn't bad. He didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable against the Rams. You'll never take that away from him. But the column of big game performances from Sam Darnold, good, bad, still leans heavy to bad.
Okay.
So I think it is fair to say Darnold is their franchise quarterback. Darnold has proven me wrong that he can't hang in this league. Darnold is a top half of this league quarterback, right? And say, I don't trust him in this game as much as everyone else does.
Okay, that's understandable. But I'll take the flip side. You have a quarterback in Drake May, second-year guy.
But what about trusting Darnold? Before you tell me you don't trust Drake May.
I trust Darnold. I do. I trust him enough that even if I get the ugly, I think the positives could outweigh the ugly in the game.
Okay.
Where I told you, 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think and again, you have to break this. You have to go with what you know when you bet this.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
What I know is I have a quarterback in Drake May that dominated in the regular season. And in the playoffs, he's winning games, but he's doing it more with his legs than he is with his arm.
That's true.
And I believe, and I told you, he has to be more aggressive. They have to be more aggressive. That game plan, to me, is not going to work to knock off the Seattle Seahawks. I like the over. But again, if we're breaking down and critiquing Darnold, what has Drake May shown you? He's a second-year guy. I mean, he has as much of an opportunity to turn into a pumpkin as Darnold. I'm just saying. So at least I know I got a quarterback that, hey, look, has he looked great in the regular season? Absolutely. In the playoffs, last year he was terrible. Is that an option to potentially go back to that? Yeah, it always is. He's not Tom Brady out there. He's not, an elite quarterback. I think he's above average. I think he's top 10 statistically.
Yeah.
But in this matchup, I trust him more than I do Drake May. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, listen, I think that it's interesting. We're saying, at least, I think maybe the same thing of, I'm more concerned about the matchup than the big picture.
Right.
Right? Where I think Darnold has won in the big picture. I am not sure that means he's going to play well in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, styles make fights. We always talk about that.
But I'm also and this is just like, as bettors, you find what your comfort is.
Yeah.
Right? Like, hey, like this is my process or whatever it might be. And everyone knows that, like, you can argue if you want, I'm over-relying on it. I don't really care. I like to buy low and sell high.
Yeah.
I like bounce backs. I like, right? And if we were to take this in NBA terms, Sam Darnold is coming off of scoring 55 points. And I think there are some people who are like, he just scored 55. You don't think he's going to score 40? So I don't know. It's really hard to score 40. And also, he averaged 20 a game. So, no, not really. Like, no. I'm a little more interested in the guy who, quite frankly, in the regular season, averaged 30 a night, going for 30. Like,
right.
To, kind of draw that comparison. One of the really interesting things, though, about the Super Bowl, both quarterbacks have questions at the minimum around their health. And I will say, and maybe I'm cheating a little bit, but I've largely washed my hands of the whole thing because we have a cheat code in Six Score and the Pro Football Doc, Dr. David Chow. I don't need to worry about figuring out what's going on. They'll just tell us. Next, we hear from the doc here on SportsGrid.
Drake May and Sam Darnold here and again, getting out of Stidham, which who knows what that have brought to the Super Bowl. But at least we get a young quarterback in Drake May looking to stamp his claim to, yeah, Tom Brady was great for this organization. Let me see if I can run a couple championships up the flagpole early in my career. And then there's Sam Darnold at this point, where he's getting other general managers fired while he's making his run to the Super Bowl. He's been nothing short of really, really good this season.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Can USA overtake Canada and get that gold, Joe?
Absolutely, they can here. And ultimately, it feels like that is the two-horse race. And I think ultimately, Canadians don't really care if their team competes in the luge or the bobsled, Donnie, or anything else. They just want that gold when it comes to ice hockey. And that is the only thing that's going to matter there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
He completed a pool bank shot at just 2 years and 302 days. His achievements make him one of the youngest double record holders ever. So let me summarize this for you without reading. He's 2 years old, and he's really good at pool. I mean, that is crazy. 2 years old! How is he doing this? I have no idea. So I guess we got to start training our youngsters to play pool. Okay, fair enough.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
David Tyree.
Oh, wow.
The 2008 Giants win against the New England Patriots and the Tyree catch of the Plaxico Burress game-winning touchdown. That was the only other time in Super Bowl history where the betting public won money.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Okay, with you here on Pro Football Today, Kevin Walsh, Joe Lisi. We are working through getting our guy Doc together. He's out there in San Francisco. But Lisi, I guess I like I said, this isn't up to us to figure out. But I'm curious, I guess, your opinion on these two quarterbacks. I'll start with Drake May, the shoulder. Do you worry? Do you care? Is it anything to you?
No, it's as much as the oblique with Darnold, right? It's a whole lot of nothing. I mean, it's a Super Bowl. You rip off a limb to play. I mean, that's the bottom line, you know. And it is a must-win game. Whoever asked Vrabel that question, I mean, give me a break.
I don't know if it was a bit. I don't really know.
I don't know. You think it's a must-win game? Nah, we just fight all year long and break down in the offseason to not win the Super Bowl. I mean, ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I just, let me ask you this. Which quarterback would shock you to, I know you're going to say it's Darnold, shock you to 303 touchdowns? Would it be Darnold? Or is it like to go and perform at an elite level, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns? Which do you think right here, right now is more capable?
Drake May.
Okay.
Well, the guy who's going to finish second in MVP.
I get with the second in the MVP, threw for 66 yards against Denver, or 86. I mean, what did he do? I mean, come on.
Hold on. They scored 7 points in the game, too. So you like the under?
No.
Why not?
Because, again, I always talk about
I don't understand.
The big games.
He didn't do anything.
He has to break tendency.
What? And so his tendency is doing nothing?
No, I told you. They have to be more aggressive with the play calling. McDaniels and that offense in run situations, I think, have to be more aggressive and throw the football to loosen up the front seven. Again, they're not going to line up and run on a defense. We keep saying can it happen? They haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher in 28 games.
Right.
So statistically, right, all the prop bettors like this, the trend is your friend. He's hit this number on 28 straight times.
Okay.
So if I were to say, no, he's gonna run for what are you, crazy? That's what you would tell me.
Well, I mean, hold on a second. What I am saying is, okay?
Yeah.
You telling me that it's not very like you to say, hey, this guy just threw for 303. This guy just threw for less than 100. You know what my read on the situation is? Same thing happens.
No.
That's not really. Mr. Trevion Henderson.
You're misreading what I am saying.
Okay.
I am not suggesting I believe Drake May is going to throw for 66 or 80 yards in the game. I think he could get to 240. I think that's realistic. I really do. But if he gets to 240, I just believe Darnold's going to be up at 280, 300. I just that's again, I'm not discounting Drake May's ability. What I'm saying is, out of both quarterbacks from where we see them now, I have more questions about Drake May because of those games that they won and how ugly they were and how turnover prone he was and how he's been more productive on the ground, in my opinion, than sitting in the pocket and locating and being able to, throw to wide open guys. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, maybe the climate and the weather change and the extra week of preparation, if he is a little dinged up, will benefit him. But I'll make that assessment within the first 8 minutes. I'll know if he's sharp or not. That's all I'm saying. I just, heading in, I just believe Darnold, hey, if I'm making a pre-kick bet, I'm willing to lay the 4.5 with Seattle. And I'm willing to take the over because, again, I believe Darnold could cook.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I see. That's the thing. I don't have a problem with thinking Darnold is going to cook. I think, in fact, I think it's, when we get into the Super Bowl, you have to be willing to think outside of the box, right? So that I am fine with. What I am not fine with is I feel as if to some degree people are hand waving the fact that Drake May was one of the best players in football all season long. Like. That wasn't not a thing.
No.
Like, I'm just saying, did you think that Darnold was going to outplay Stafford in that game, in the NFC Championship game?
I said that both guys had the ability to throw for 275, 3 and 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
So did I think he could outduel him No, I mean he didn't statistically, right? But in the grand scheme,
I think you could argue. I think actually that Darnold did outplay him. Here's my. So this is what I guess my thing is. Let's just say, let's agree, Darnold outplayed Stafford in the game, right? Right. Could Darnold outplay Drake May?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he outplayed Stafford.
Right.
You could argue,
Yeah.
but it's not the expectation. And I think we are now in a position where everyone has become way too comfortable with Sam Darnold outplaying a quarterback who is going to finish top 2 in MVP.
And that's why I like the over, because, again, I think I keep going back to it.
Yeah.
The over is my best bet in the game because, again, I see New England saying, okay, and I keep telling you this, if you're Vrabel and you're McDaniels, whether you play down to the level of competition or not, I don't want to rely on Drake May in the second half.
I get that.
And what I mean by that is I don't want to play this tight game plan, and I don't want to all of a sudden then the tight game plan still has us at a deficit, and then I got to worry about my quarterback that hasn't really made any plays in the first half. All of a sudden, in the fourth quarter, opening it up against a defense looking to attack.
Yeah.
I'd much rather get that guy in a rhythm first, get going, and now in halftime I can make adjustments because the whole game plan's open at my disposal. That's all I'm saying.
No, I hear that. I hear that. We do have the Pro Football Doc, Dr. David Chow, though. Not with us.
Okay.
We have him not with us.
Yeah, we
Comfy, look at that. Okay, gotcha. I want to
we had some technical difficulties out there in New Orleans and Las Vegas. It's tough when you're dealing with all the logistics. It's tough.
Yeah. Doc, you got us? Take a shot. Why not? Swing? Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Hey, we swung. Here is what I can tell people. Is the 6 score for Sam Darnold. They do individual player grades.
Right.
93.
Healthy.
Drake May, 81. So their read on the situation
is that significantly healthier Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that is a product of Darnold's injury was leading into Week 18.
Right.
Am I right about that?
Yes.
Because it was double Niner games. Is that right?
No.
Or was it into the divisional round?
Divisional round. It was the divisional round. He got hurt in the week leading up to the San Francisco game.
Yeah, it's just they played San Francisco about 400 times, it felt like. Okay. Drake's injury was against Denver. So I don't think that's surprising. I also just think if I were to so we never stop talking about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But if this was the regular season, Drake May got a little banged up in Week 10, and then they had a bye, and then he was back in Week 12, and then we would think nothing of it.
Right.
So it's funny. I start us off like, don't worry about what I think. But listen, again, the technology is the technology. I believe that Drake May will be fine. I don't think I'm going to be watching the Super Bowl.
That's not going to hinder my
I
handicap. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I think for some people it could, though.
Really?
Yeah, I think
they have
for some people.
a score on Henderson? What does 6 score have Henderson?
I think he's fine.
Well, I'm just curious.
91.
Boots on the ground. Healthy.
Yes.
91.
Bring him in for a minute. I would hate to. I think that would be. Maybe we'll recalibrate. I'll tell you what. Maybe what we'll do is interview Doc in the commercial and get some insight. I think that would maybe play better. I just can't. In good, Doc's one of the best people we can speak to, and I can't bring Doc in for 20 seconds. But we will do our best here on this Pro Football Today to continue to break it all down. Super Bowl 60. It's the Patriots. It's the Seahawks. It's out in San Francisco, and it's a battle between 2 quarterbacks that we have differing opinions on, certainly. We will continue to break that down for you on SportsGrid after this quick commercial break.
Drake May and Sam Darnold here again. getting out of Stidham, which who knows what that have brought to the Super Bowl. But at least we get a young quarterback in Drake May looking to stamp his claim to, yeah, Tom Brady was great for this organization. Let me see if I can run a couple championships up the flagpole early in my career. And then there's Sam Darnold at this point, where he's getting other general managers fired while he's making his run to the Super Bowl. He's been nothing short of really, really good this season.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Can USA overtake Canada and get that gold, Joe?
Absolutely, they can here. And ultimately, it feels like that is the two-horse race. And I think ultimately, Canadians don't really care if their team competes in the luge or the bobsled, Donnie, or anything else. They just want that gold when it comes to ice hockey. And that is the only thing that's going to matter there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
He completed a pool bank shot at just 2 years and 302 days. His achievements make him one of the youngest double record holders ever. So let me summarize this for you without reading. He's 2 years old, and he's really good at pool. I mean, that is crazy. 2 years old! How is he doing this? I have no idea. So I guess we got to start training our youngsters to play pool. Okay, fair enough.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
David Tyree.
Oh, wow.
The 2008 Giants win against the New England Patriots and the Tyree catch of the Plaxico Burress game-winning touchdown. That was the only other time in Super Bowl history where the betting public won money.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Pro Football Today here on SportsGrid. We are now joined by the Pro Football Doc, Dr. David Chow, 6score.com. You guys know where to be. Doc, it is great that we get to get you on here. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to, go against this connection. We'll see how long it lasts. We appreciate it. Drake May, do we trust him? 6score.com has me concerned.
Well, electrical substation might be helping Drake May because he got better when he landed. Substation is probably hurting our interaction here.
Yeah, it sure is.
Look, I'm not concerned about Drake May playing in the game. He absolutely will play. The question is, he's been one of the better throwers, but what happens with his accuracy to the deep ball or when he has to throw in a tight window? That we don't know yet, and that remains to be seen.
Yeah, so, Doc, I think do you think that the practices, do you think the reports will add any clarity, or now it's kind of, we know what we know, and first quarter maybe we reassess?
Well, I find it interesting. Even Patriots media were almost trolling us. They put up a picture today on the internet of Drake May throwing the ball in practice. Now, I don't know if that was today or yesterday or last week, but the bottom line, has been listed as limited practice. There will be another injury report tomorrow. I would expect it to be limited practice again. And what does limited mean? He either threw one pass or 99% of the passes. He either did 1% of the practice or 90% practice. The truth is probably somewhere in between.
Yeah, I think that is fair. What about the other side of the field, Doc? Sam Darnold was a name we were watching here throughout this postseason, but the 6 score looks pretty shiny right now.
Yeah, I'm actually, all along have been more worried about Drake May's shoulder than Sam Darnold's oblique. Yes, it could flare up again, but it'll be 4 weeks old by the time he plays on Sunday. The bigger thing on the other side of the field of the Patriots, the defensive side, Rob Lane with the ankle and Harold Landry with the knee. Those are the biggest concerns right now on the Patriots.
Doc, how from, people that you speak to, just your own experience, the bye week of it all, the training, the practice schedule, right? How does it being the Super Bowl change things? Are we more cautious? What's the approach like here with a Super Bowl?
Well, the good thing is about the Super Bowl, I think there are proven magical powers of healing given the extra week of bye and rest and desires of all players to play through the Super Bowl regardless. And I think that's going to come into play where everyone's going to try and play. It's the Super Bowl. How well they play and how well they can play is ultimately the question.
Okay, I don't want to test it any more than this, Doc. We appreciate it so much. It is great to talk to you. We'll talk to you on Super Bowl Sunday, 6score.com, where everybody needs to go. Doc, thanks so much. Enjoy San Francisco.
All right, thank you.
All right, great stuff there
Great stuff.
from Doc. And, it's going to be interesting just to follow those injury reports as well, certainly.
Yeah, the injuries are always important, right, for wide receivers and now the quarterbacks. And to his point, the Drake May situation, he has him significantly lower than Sam Darnold, and that is a concern. Right? Is that a reason why maybe when you look at the total, it's dropping? Like people assess information and look at it and they say, okay, if he's not 100%, we're going to look to sustain drives. We're going to look to keep Darnold on the sidelines. That can, in my opinion, in this game, only last one quarter or so. Because if that's the type of mentality that they take, right, I think they get blown out. Even if Drake May is 81% or 81 on the 6 score, they have to be aggressive throwing the football. Now, maybe he can't throw it as far and deep with as much velocity, but you could still scheme to get guys open. The way Kubiak schemes to get JSN open, putting guys in the backfield, utilizing a tight end, utilizing heavy formation and throwing out of it as opposed to running out of it. There's all different ways you can scheme to get your quarterback looks at open wide receivers or running backs. And so, yeah, maybe he isn't 100%, and Doc, gave us information on that. But the only way I believe they cover this 4.5 is if he's making plays in the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think we're in agreement, right?
Yeah, I think he has to be really good. I think, we'll talk about the Super Bowl MVP market a little bit later on, so I don't want to get into it too much. But what I expect from Drake May, I may not be super involved in the market, just because I think it may be overthinking it a little bit. Here's what I will say, though. Josh Allen, was mangled, basically, right, through the back end of the season.
But he's a different quarterback. I'm just saying.
I think Drake May is incredibly tough.
No, I'm not taking away from Drake May's toughness. Right. But Josh has performed banged up multiple years. He's 6'5". He runs, and now you can. All right, you want to say Drake is in that style? That's fine, but expecting. We're expecting Drake May to be similar to Josh.
When I watched Josh Allen play against both Jacksonville and Denver, I did not feel as if anything that happened on the field, it's like, oh, injured. I think when I would watch him get up, it's like, gosh, this guy's taking a beating, right? They started to leak out, like, yeah, listen, that guy's not rolling on 100%. But I wasn't. When he threw the deep pass to Brandon Cooks, it wasn't an interception in any way because Josh was injured.
Right.
I just do not. I would be very surprised if when we're watching Drake May on Super Bowl Sunday, we go, ooh.
Come on. He's not going to be out there in a wheelchair. Let's not. Come on. The way you're framing it, and you're framing it, I said Drake May. I know we're gonna. All of a sudden he's gonna come out in an armcast. No, he's 81%. He's got bumps and bruises. He'll get through it. He'll perform, and that's that. If they lose and he doesn't step up, he's gonna have to answer the critics. It's not gonna be due to any injury. That's all.
Who will have more critics to answer, you or Drake May?
Me? Really? I'll go out on. I'm not going out on a limb. I'm saying it. All week. Over Seattle. Over Seattle.
You don't like
over Seattle.
You don't like Seattle.
Yes, I do.
No, I don't.
But I'll load up on the New England props.
Yeah. Again, what we do, really, and I said, hey, guys, I need 5 days
of Lisi
to crack down and figure out what he actually likes in this game. So we're only like a quarter of the way there, my friend. I'm back on SportsGrid.
they outlined for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
New York Giants. They fired their head coach, Brian Daboll. Now, they did that during the season. Harbaugh is the favorite by a wide margin. Looking at Kalshi right now, Joe, 56% chance. 56 that he's the coach. The guy behind him is Kevin Stefanski at 25%. Is this look like it's just a Harbaugh spot? And if not, why is Harbaugh waiting until Monday? Does he want to see if something else opens up? But it looks like he's the heavy favorite and probably will get the job.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Pro Football Today back here on SportsGrid. I want to mix in a bit of news because we may get into this a little bit more in just a bit. We're talking quarterbacks today. There was some quarterback-adjacent news today out of New York in that Jackson Dart's play caller will be Matt Nagy. The New York Giants brought in John Harbaugh, and they were pretty sure that the offensive coordinator would be Todd Monken, and then he got the Browns job. So, as Joe would say, off the scrap heap, in comes Matt Nagy. You like this move for the Giants?
No, it's terrible. Terrible. And I said, I tweeted out, Matt Nagy had the best quarterback supposedly in the NFL, 3 Ferraris, and Xavier Worthy, Marquise Brown, and Rashee Rice for half the year and still couldn't throw deep. I mean, give me a break. I mean, that's the Matt Nagy. You know, another retread, old-time coach that could see the punches coming, but he can't get out of the way. He's past his prime. I mean, really, let's be honest. Let's call it what it is. The offensive inconsistency with Kansas City and the issues that they had, you have to be kidding me. I mean, seriously. I mean, we were talking, early part of the year, Pat Mahomes, MVP, this is the offense that we were looking for. And all of a sudden, Matt Nagy, when he had to call 2 pass plays in a row in the middle part of the season, was shaking.
But he didn't call the plays.
So then he just did nothing. It was a cardboard. Okay.
That's my actually.
The enemy did nothing. Worse. Nagy did nothing, and the Walrus gets all the credit, I guess, right?
But I don't really know what Nagy did to get this job.
What did Nagy do? What has Nagy done outside that 1 year with Trubisky, the first year?
Where they made the playoffs because of the defense?
But that's my point. What is it? We talk about retreads in the NFL. What have you seen from Matt Nagy that says, you know what? I want that guy.
I think that's a great question. Today, there was a tweet from Dan Duggan, who covers the New York Giants, from The Athletic, and he quote-tweeted the news that Nagy was hired. And the first sentence reads as follows: "Certainly not a hire that is going to excite the fan base. In the words of our producer, Sam Yarnell, oof."
Yeah.
That's not great.
No. So let me
not
ask,
great.
Let me ask you this. Did Trubisky get better with Nagy?
You mean
they shipped him out?
You can't even get a second chance.
Well, that's my point. I mean, they shipped him out.
Josh Allen's drinking buddy.
Did Mahomes get better this year with
Not
Nagy?
that I saw.
Okay. And Jackson Dart now is all of a sudden going to be what? The second coming of Eli Manning?
Should have seen if Brian Dable would come back and take the OC job.
I mean, come on. This is pathetic. As a New York fan, and I'm not a New York Giant fan, so I look at it objectively. But the bottom line is this. There is no reason why an organization, when you have a franchise guy, okay, and have young talent around him, they do have young talent. You want to say Wan'Dale Robinson, whether they keep him or not, if he's in that offense with a healthy Malik Neighbors, they have a solid 1-2 type of combo at the wide receiver position. Tracy and obviously the rushing attack with Scatterboo, if he comes back. I mean, there's weapons there. Don't you want a coach that can take this offense to the next level? I mean, I'm just saying, like, what has Matt Nagy done to warrant we want to start the Jackson Dart era in year 2 with this guy?
Well, don't worry, because isn't this why they got Harbaugh? He'll help with that? Well, I don't know.
Stop.
Oh, he does the defense?
Stop.
Oh, he doesn't do that either?
No, he's the CEO.
Oh.
Okay, listen. The bottom line is this. There's great OCs and there's great play callers. And I'll just say this. Matt Nagy's not one of them. Okay? He's not. He's not one of them.
Okay, but
Not one of them. And Harbaugh, again, Harbaugh is riding the wave of success. Okay?
Yeah.
He's riding the wave of success.
I don't think it's great that everybody's number one coach candidate, okay?
Yeah.
All of the sudden now,
mm-hmm.
Do you think that things have gone well for all?
No.
Do you think things have gone? Has it been smooth since Harbaugh's taken over the Giants job?
No.
It took him 4 days to figure out the contract.
Well, look, he's a Giant guy. He's like a Tom Coughlin. He's a good, blue-collar guy. He comes with high praise. He's going to lift the organization to be that guy, and the fan base will buy in. That's why he got $20 million a year, Kev. He didn't get $20 million because technically he was the best head coach maybe out there.
No, what do you mean? What? He got $20 million because they thought that he was a can't-miss, basically guaranteed to make the playoffs coach.
Yes,
which is crazy.
But also the Giants want a Giants guy. They want somebody that embolizes the organization.
Mm-hmm.
So the Maras and Tisches have always been like that.
Well,
they want a Giant guy. It's almost like college. We want a Michigan man.
I'm a Giant guy.
Please.
Could have gave me the job. Big man. What? I knock you around. Pro Football Today. We'll be right back.
Drake May and Sam Darnold here and again, getting out of Stidham, which who knows what that have brought to the Super Bowl. But at least we get a young quarterback in Drake May looking to stamp his claim to, Tom Brady was great for this organization. Let me see if I can run a couple championships up the flagpole early in my career. And then there's Sam Darnold at this point, where he's getting other general managers fired while he's making his run to the Super Bowl. He's been nothing short of really, really good this season.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Can USA overtake Canada and get that gold, Joe?
Absolutely, they can here. And ultimately, it feels like that is the two-horse race. And I think ultimately, Canadians don't really care if their team competes in the luge or the bobsled, Donnie, or anything else. They just want that gold when it comes to ice hockey. And that is the only thing that's going to matter there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
He completed a pool bank shot at just 2 years and 302 days. His achievements make him one of the youngest double record holders ever. So let me summarize this for you without reading. He's 2 years old, and he's really good at pool. I mean, that is crazy. 2 years old! How is he doing this? I have no idea. So I guess we got to start training our youngsters to play pool. Okay, fair enough.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
David Tyree.
Oh, wow.
The 2008 Giants win against the New England Patriots and the Tyree catch of the Plaxico Burress game-winning touchdown. That was the only other time in Super Bowl history where the betting public won money.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.